next thing we need to look at is focus, because it's absolutely critical that we have your subject or part of your subject in focus in your image. Now, on older cameras, like this film camera that we looked at earlier, there was only manual focus. You had to turn the barrel of the lens and look through the camera until the image became sharp. There was also a series of distance measurements on the barrel of the lens in meters and feet, so you could set the focus by distance as well. Now, on more modern cameras, or today's cameras, whether it's mirrorless or DSLR, we now have autofocus, and that means the camera can focus automatically. But we still have the ability to switch into manual focus and control the focus manually if we wish to. Now, modern cameras, autofocus systems, work by using focus selection points that you can see through the viewfinder. And you can select which focus point you want to use to focus on a particular area of the picture. But the cameras can also automatically predict what you might want to focus on and automatically select the focus points. There are even clever systems now that will track your subject, say it's a portrait for example, your subject's eye, and the focus will lock onto the subject's eye to keep that in focus, because that's usually the critical part that we want in focus. Now, to demonstrate focus selection within the viewfinder of the camera, I've set up this example here with a series of 5 coloured pens, and I'm going to use the focus selection points to select each pen independently and take a picture with each pen in focus. So I'm moving my focus point in the viewfinder across to the red pen, activating the focus, taking the photograph, and now the red pen is in focus. On the next shot, move across to the yellow pen, activate the focus, shoot, and the yellow pen will be in focus. Now I'm going to move across to the green pen, activate the focus, shoot, orange pen, activate focus, shoot, and finally blue pen, activate the focus and shoot. And if we take a look at those results in the camera, here the blue pen is in focus, then the orange pen, the green pen, the yellow pen, and finally the red pen. So you can see how by selecting those individual focus points, I'm able to choose which part of the image I want in focus. Now, how do we activate that focus point? Well, that's quite simple. Usually, the shutter button, that's the button that you press to take the photograph, usually a half press on that button will activate the focus. And you can see the lens barrel moving here as it's trying to find focus. And it's struggling to find focus at the moment because I've got it pointing at a plain white wall. And cameras' focusing systems need contrast or something that it can lock onto to actually get the focus accurate. So here it's trying to focus as I press the shutter button, and then when I point it at something with a little bit of contrast, it manages to focus as it's done there. Now, there are also the options to use other custom buttons for your focusing. And for example, on this Nikon, I've got the back focus button activated, so I can use this back button instead of pressing the shutter button at all. So that covers focusing. There are more in-depth procedures in focusing, such as focus tracking, where an object might be moving towards you, like a sports car or a football player or something wildlife related. And the continuous focus tracking systems in modern cameras can actually keep focus with the object's movement. And we cover that in more depth in one of our later courses. The next thing we need to look at is the focus range either side of the focus point, and that's called depth of field.